Yo guys, the Gaffer here. How are we all doing? Hope we're good. Our first ever YouTube video. Here we go. So we have little time left before FM25 comes out, but I wanted to start my YouTube channel. So we are going to be doing a series of fallen giants, or teams that aren't necessarily at the top or have been loitering around. Essentially rebuilds, teams we want to make back to where they were or improve them and get them to where they've never been before. We are doing Manchester United. The first one, the big boys of the Premier League, the team that have always been at the top, seem to be one of the best, in the world. Unfortunately, they have fallen and they've not, the times currently right now aren't very good for them. They've got a new owner in, not a full owner, a part owner who's taken control of footballing aspects of the team. And all he seems to be doing is putting prices up. And, it's just a laughing stock over there at the moment, isn't it? The ground, rain pouring through it at all times. The training facilities aren't good. They seem to be very outdated. A lot of bad news, bad press around Manchester United. But can we turn them around? Is a rebuild really needed? What are we going to do? Let's jump straight in and find out. If you do enjoy the video, guys, make sure to drop a subscription on the channel for me. Drop a like on the video and drop a comment. Let me know what you would have done differently. Would you have done things the same? How do you think you would have held out in the first season? The Gaffer Kako in charge of Manchester United. We used the updated database for 24-25. So we've had all the transfers put in place. It's a year on. Obviously, we replaced a different manager. And here we are. So we can see we are predicted fourth. We've got a great reputation still. A transfer budget of 1 million. That is no good for anybody. Wage budget 4.1. Not bad. We can work with it. It's not ideal. Training facilities and whatnot aren't too bad. So we can also work with those as well. Here is the team that, we're recommended to use. Some okay players, some not so bad. We're probably not going to go with that formation like they are right there. So pretty much as a standard, Man United want us to work within the budget. Buy players to sell because obviously they've got to make money. Buy under 23 players because they want to build for the future. So then we move on to what the club wants from us. So they want us to play entertaining football, develop the youth players. We know that. Attacking football, yep, we can do that. Qualify for the Champions League, okay, we will try our best, and obviously build in the future. So this is the team I have picked to play. We're going to go with a 4-2-3-1. Premier League is a good standard. We've got the Volante in Menu, very good player for that. He's got the stats for it as well. We can see what we've got on the bench here as well, and we're going to get rid of a few players, hopefully, if we can get rid of them. So Fernandes stays as captain. He might be a mardy arse, but he's a really good player, so, we're sticking with him. Dallo on the right, Ganasio on the left. Hodgland, whatever you call him up top. We're going to go with a higher tempo, shorter passing, play out our defence, stay narrow, compact. We'll do a counter press. We're not going to play on the counter because I want to keep the ball. A higher line, and we're going to press more often to try and get a really solid game going with these guys. One of the main jobs I feel at Manchester United over the years has been said to be a very toxic place in the background. We have released a lot of staff and tried to get people in as well. We're doing a rebuild. We're getting out with the old, in with the new. We're going to change things. We've tried to get plenty of facilities as well. But unfortunately, I don't think they're going to accept these. But you can see they're not on the standard that we need for a club that's going to be back at the very, very top. But what can we do? We can see that they do have an overall nice balance. But we're hopefully going to add to that by getting rid of some players. Maybe Sancho, of course, I can't, recall him back. So that'll have to be at the end of the season. We also have other players in the squad, that we would like to get rid of, like Anthony. I don't want to keep him. I don't think he's great. I'm going to use other players like Darlow, and I'm going to, try and utilise those within this rather than some washed out players. Casemiro on a very, very high wage for his age as well. Rebuild's going to be getting rid of a lot of these older players, getting rid of some wages, and we'll really see what we can do in terms of changing this club around and bringing them back to the glory that they used to be. So, as we expected, Avram Glazer. Man United fans despise him, and he's not budging at all to help us develop the club. A little side note though, he has accepted more coaches, so we can get a bit more specialisation and a lot less workload for the actual coaches. So no high bonus for the players, but that's not a problem. But this is terrible. That much of a loan going out per month is going to absolutely cripple us. Moving on to the curtain opener. Community Shield, I did not see this happening. Preseason went great, nothing to talk about, no point, reading about it. But the game went amazing. We controlled it. We did really well. Man City at times looked like they were coming in, but, when Maino is scoring goals like that, we are very, very happy. Unfortunately, we did have a bit of a mistake here, and of course, Haaland was ready to pounce on us. When that happens, we thought, maybe we're going to struggle, but we didn't. We came back, we got two. We kind of held on in the second half, but, we were doing great. They had a lot of momentum moving forward, but we won. First trophy in the bag, who'd have thought? From there, we moved on to get our first signing, Gabriel Barbosa, to replace Anthony. Not the best, not the worst, but as a free transfer, we got him in £47,500 a week. We were happy. So, Europa League. Nice draw. I'd say Rangers, Lille, Atletico Club, albeit not one of the easiest groups. Probably the hardest group, if I'm going to be honest, looking at the whole, the whole picture together. But one I definitely think we can come out on top of. I really do think that it's going to be a possibility for us to get through there and beat these teams. Some great teams, but, we can do this. I am sure that what we've got is good enough to go ahead and win. And win good. So we run into trouble with Bruno Fernandes. The Mardi diving player wants more than £300,000 a week at 30. I don't think so. Not a chance. So comparing myself to real life in the 24-25 season, I think we are doing splendid. 30th of November, we've got 14 victories in the last 20 games. We are doing exceptionally well. It really is shaping up to be a good season. A really, really good season. Is a rebuild necessary? I don't know. We'll find out later on. So we have sold Casemiro for a lot of money to Arsenal. They're giving us 17.5 million, which is amazing because I already have a ready-made replacement for him. We got Arthur. Free transfer. I did spend 3.2 on him to make sure he was going to come. Looking at him, he's not as good, but he's younger and he'll come in and do a job and he's on a significantly smaller wage, which is what we really needed to do. So as we round up the transfer window, we can see our wages are a lot lower than the top four, which is really, really good. So we have made some signings. We've got Pacho from PSG, solid defender. Man United needed a centre-back. The centre-backs aren't great. So we've done a very, very good job in getting him in. Could improve slightly, but it is what it is. Spirited, experienced centre-back. We've also got Arthur, as we know. Arthur, I mean, if I could say it correctly. We've gone over him. Obviously, still a very good player. But we here got Kenan Yildiz, if I've said it right, a wonder kid in his own rights. As we can see, he's clearly not. He's not his own right. He is a wonder kid. He's going to be coming as an advanced playmaker. So essentially, he's going to replace Bruno Fernandes as and when, because his wages are way too high. Obviously, we got to get rid of Casemiro, Lindelof, and Harry Maguire went for a very small wage. But that removes a lot of our wage budget and helps us move forward as a team. We really can go forward. Obviously, we've not got as much spent as received, which is very, very good. This is the build we need to do. We need to bring Man United back to what they are. And with the money that's going out with that loan, it's a struggle. So we've really got to do everything we can to cut corners and help. And as we talk about the money, here we are. That is a hell of a lot that's gone out. I've still got 7 million to spend. We are not spending that. Losing 13.5 a month is absolutely crippling us. We're below the wage budget, but is that really going to do anything? We have got Jonathan David coming in. We've got a lot of rejected bids. Well, a lot. It's two. I kind of got, exaggerated a little bit, but it is what it is. We've got David coming in on the loan as well, so that is very, very good. But still, the money that we are out there is shockingly bad. So for the first time, we're going to have a look at the Premier League table. After 23 games, we are sitting second, just below Man City, just above Arsenal. Clean sheets and Arna's done good with 11. Our average attendance obviously is high, so we know it is what it is. We know Man United's high anyway, isn't it? Haaland is living the dream in the league with the goal scorers, average rating. We could have maybe turned a few of those draws into wins. we've managed to beat Liverpool. Pretty much all the big teams we've played there. We beat Tottenham, but we class them as a big team. Maybe not. Drawn against Arsenal and Newcastle and Chelsea. But we are sitting very, very pretty. We are doing great. We've lost to Man City twice, of course, because, revenge for the Community Shield. So one of the problems Man United have is obviously they are paying a lot out for players, 10 million a month, every August for Anthony, Casemiro. Obviously, it's only a little amount, but still, Dalot, still a little bit of money to go out. But this goes on and on and on. A little bit for Sporting, but it's still a lot of money going out. Another 8 million there. There is a lot of money to go out. So this is piling on the debt at Manchester United. It is terrible. The acquisitions of these players has been disgusting, albeit I have added a little bit to myself. But, the damage is clearly already done. They are paying out so much each season for previous players that aren't even there anymore. It is absolutely crippling. So now we come to intake time. For Manchester United, we've got one good player, Luke Pellegrini. So we can see unflappable, media friendly, light-hearted, terrible determination. As a deep line, midfielder, not too bad. But as we look at the rest here, it is just no. This is not what we need from Manchester United. Kid's good at finishing. Kid's good at first touch. But it's they can't improve enough to become what Man United need. So all in all, a very, very poor intake, unfortunately. We are through to the quarterfinals of the Europa League. Some great results along the way, highlighting the one against Celtic here, showing our next game. We are against Lille. So one that I feel like we can win and progress further. How far can we go? So here we are, 33 games played. We are top of the Premier League. I did not think this would be a thing. Manchester United sat at the top, 5 games left. Who'd have thought? Man City right behind us. Our goal difference is 59 compared to their 43. Very, very close. We've got Arsenal, chasing behind us. Liverpool just a bit too far away. But we can see here we have a couple of easy games. We've got Villa, Tottenham and Liverpool all within those 5. City have it a little bit easier. Brighton, West Ham, Southampton. Of course, they do have Arsenal just below, but then they have Everton as well. Forgetting the other set of games for these, I don't think they're going to get anywhere near us whatsoever. But the fact that we've managed to get Manchester United in this spot at the moment, I'm very happy. But yeah, the other games just mean nothing at the moment in terms of Liverpool and Arsenal's games. But there's a chance, So as you can see here, we have secured a top 3 finish in the Premier League. This was meant to be a rebuilding over seasons to get there, but we are flying. 35 games gone, a superior goal difference, 1 point above Manchester City. Arsenal not really going to catch us. We are flying. It's just a couple of tough games left. And of course, we've got a Europa League semi-final. We beat Lille. We are going through. Could we? It's against Tottenham. So as we can see, the semi-finals went very, very well. A 5-3 victory at Old Trafford took us through. It was an end-to-end game. Either team could have scored. There was a lot of XG between us both. They had a lot of clear-cut chances. So I was very, very grateful that we managed to hold on and actually secure this victory. We are in a European final in the first season. Just an honorary mention of how FM is a little bit broken at times. The last game of the league on a Sunday, then the Europa League final on a Wednesday. We obviously had to do a few changes to make sure they weren't too tired, but how ridiculous is this? Come on now, FM. So it all comes down to this. The last day of the season. Manchester United versus Liverpool. Liverpool 4th, not the best of seasons compared to us, 12 points behind. Manchester City play Everton. I can't see those losing. Everton down in 10th. Haven't had a bad season in terms of Everton this year, of course, as we know how they're doing in real life. But our goal difference is better. All we have to do is win. And it's ours. It's ours. We bring the title home. Was a rebuild really necessary? You're going to have to tell me, because at the moment, I don't think so. So I think that answers that question. A rebuild wasn't necessary with Manchester United. Just needed the gaffer's touch. Somebody to come in, take absolutely no prisoners from the players, let them know they've got the quality. They just need to harness that ability to go forward. A 3-0 win against Liverpool, and Manchester United win the Premier League. The title is lifted. They are absolutely living the dream, very happy. And yeah, it's very good that we managed to do this. It was a long, tough season, one that we had to stay on top of the whole time. Very, very hard. But of course, it's FM. It's not always the hardest, is it? I feel like we made some good signings. We reduced a lot of the wages, and we dominated in our last game. The players stood up. They stepped up. They knew the job. They knew what they had to do. And here we go. The new signing, 2 goals. Dillit, late on, secured it, really pushed it through. The fans going absolutely wild. What a time to be a Manchester United fan. And furthermore proof. The gaffer conquered Europe in some senses. Not the top, of course, but, a Europa League, win is fantastic. Man United fans would snap that up instantly right now, especially with a league win as well. So I think it's furthermore proof that we didn't actually need a rebuild at Manchester United. The players just needed better guidance, and, the proof is in the pudding. So we can see here, proof is in the pudding, as like I've just mentioned. Obviously, Europa League, Premier League, we got knocked out of both cups by Liverpool. Unfortunately, Liverpool were on fire against us in the cup games. Community Shield there as well. And, losses against some big teams apart from Fulham. It was a very, very spectacular end to the season. Manchester United flying high. Not back to where they were, but still, there's a lot of way to improve and go forward from what we've just done here. A hell of a lot. And the last part of what we have done here, Manchester United were in £200 million worth of debt, or thereabouts. And the sponsorships have cleaned it off. It's a clean slate. There's no point continuing. We have done the rebuild and completed it. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed. If you haven't already, drop a subscription on the channel, a like, and comment how would you have done any of this different. Also, let me know what you'd like from other videos. Is there things you would have liked me to add on? Is there things that I've missed out? Is there anything more you'd like me to do within these videos? Would you like more gameplay? Let me know so I can improve.